there's no slipping into neutral. Anybody agree with that? You can't slip it into neutral, because as soon as you go into neutral, you are going downhill. That's a fact. Anybody? Sorry, was that? It's like, yep, yep. Oh, all right. Here. We'll try to keep doing that. What else? You could, you could sum that up in a consistent walk with God, right? Right. They choose a different way. Right. So we've had Enos, go ahead. Standing up here thinking we've got input from different ones, but we have a whole bunch of youth down this side and a bunch on the bench back there. It's different in a different perspective. You get a different perspective, right? We've heard from some the older ones here at church about the youth. What's your perspective on a successful Christian? does that look like to you guys? Barry, I seen your hand up. Go ahead. What you got? Any youth? Right there. Go ahead, both of you. What you got, Graham? Why don't I have you guys just come up here and teach the rest of it? The very next thing I have written on my paper, let's turn to Matthew 22:37, which goes like this. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You put that into practice, I would say that's a successful Christian. When you see, wouldn't, well, we'll get to that. We'll go down a little bit farther. So we kind of hit on this a little bit. What is success measured by in a Christian's life? If the dictionary says it's the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, what are we aiming to accomplish in this life as a Christian? All the evangelists will say the same thing, right? To reach everybody for God, which we've seen up here this morning, right? Reach them with Bibles, reach them with the Word. Everybody needs to know about Jesus. That's absolutely right. There's other things too. What are some other things? I would imagine there's probably, almost every one of you, probably have somebody in mind. If you think about a successful Christian, I'm not talking worldly success, huge businesses or that kind of thing, but in a spiritual sense, you have somebody in your mind you can think of that you somewhat look up to as a Christian. What kind of attributes or that kind of thing stand out to you in that person that makes them successful in your mind? Does that make sense? Barry, back. somebody that is almost as a mentor to you, and they may not even know it, but you look to how they do it, that encourages you to keep going on. But what is it that Karen just shared in the minute? She went, what? In this person that she's talking about. She went all in. I believe it's what you said, right? You've heard me talk about this different times up here, and sometimes I feel like I'm kind of stuck on one subject, this thing of going all in. This morning's a little different twist to it, but I would say all of us would probably say a person that stands out to us is somebody that is all in. Every successful Christian at some point in life, to be a success, has to jump. Make sense? You come to the edge. At some point, that person had to jump. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the physical world too, or I mean in the world around us. If you're going to be a big success in a business, if you're going to be a big success in about anything in this world, there comes a point when you got to jump. The same applies in the Christian life. There comes a point you got to jump. Are you going to stand there and play it safe, or are you going to say, I got to go. I got to take that plunge. Not knowing what's out in front of you. If you're playing it safe, standing on the edge of the cliff, playing it safe, saying, well, I can't map out what's ahead, I don't really know what's going on, and you just stay there, I doubt success is going to be in your future. You're going to play it safe, and you're going to play it safe, and you're going to play it safe over and over and over. And most times when you're at that edge playing it safe, what's one thing we know as Christians or as people, humans? What do we look at? Look back. Well, you know, this didn't quite go the way I wanted. We stand there and we look back because it's the only thing we can see. And we compare everything to what's behind us, and we say, well, I don't really know, so I'm not going to jump. Every successful Christian has had to jump. It's the only way you're going to move forward. All them people that you got in your minds that you're thinking about, that you look up to, or that seems a success to you, has had to make that jump. At some point, just like Karen said, they have to be all in. To be all in, you've got to jump without knowing what's ahead. She wanted to get married, the one that you're talking about, never got married. If she would have stood there on the edge of that thing and said, well, you know, if I could be married and, you know, the perfect family and all this stuff, she would have stood right there on that edge and never made a move. But she said, regardless of if I'm getting married, regardless of what's going on, I'm going to jump anyway and do what God wants me to do. I know I've shared it here before. You might get tired of hearing this. One of the biggest jumps I've had, and this jump may take multiple times in life because there's different things that come along that you got to jump. I know a big one for me, and I've shared this here before. When I made that jump, I was writing this down, and I started tearing up yesterday morning, early morning. When I was studying through this, I had thoughts in my mind trying to put them together, and when I came to this point, that brings tears to your eyes. As we talk about being redeemed, and I think back of time wasted and all that stuff, it brings tears to my eyes. But I remember that jump, and I couldn't even jump because I'm sitting in my truck flying down I-75 at about 75 miles an hour just outside of Toledo, and the presence of God hit that truck. I said, all right, whatever you want, God, here we go. God for answers on things and not hearing a thing for 4 years puts you in a pretty dry spot sometimes. However, God has a plan if you jump. And my answer that I got moments before that, flying down 75, was a no from God. And I couldn't have been more excited because I finally got an answer. I was like, man, that was as clear as could be. Although all these thoughts are spinning in my mind, I'm like, man, what are we going to do now? This had plans for my family and what we were going to do next, and didn't know what we were going to do next, and all this stuff, and it had become real frustrating to me to where we were at that time. The presence of God came there. I was standing on that edge. What are you going to do? I said, all right. I seen no plans out ahead because it looked pretty much like chaos. I said, whatever you want, God. It's out of my control. But we're going for it. Whatever you want, I'll do it. I couldn't have been happier. In fact, at that moment, I was headed back to Carolina at the time. I was in the truck by myself. I had, another 1,000 miles to go probably. But that was about the happiest. It flew by so fast, that next 1,000 miles. Something changed at that moment. I can't even explain what it was. There was such a peace and a rest. I got back home. I told my wife what happened. She's like, what are we going to do? I said, I don't know. Right now, I'm going to take the next day off of work. I hung out with my boys. I said, I don't know. I said, it brings a whole different, but I said, I'm totally at peace for what's going on. I said, I have no idea what's going on next, but we're going to just take it one step at a time. When you make that jump, does it mean all your troubles are gone? In fact, I will guarantee you, John 16:32 and 33 says, behold, the hour cometh, yea, is now come, that you shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. In fact, that tells me, in fact, it's almost like a promise, we're going to have trouble. It's bound to happen. We're live in a fallen world. There's going to be trouble around this. But in me, you will have, what is it? Let's hear it. What will you have? You'll have peace. Unlike anything you've ever seen before. I would venture to say when you jump, you're going to get bruises, you're going to get cuts, you're going to bleed, it's going to hurt. It's all right. It just plain doesn't matter at that point. So you know what, God? It's all for you. There is an underlying peace, joy that you absolutely cannot explain. I can't stand here and explain it. I sat there yesterday and laid my pencil down early, or my pen down early yesterday morning, and I'm like, how do you explain that peace and that joy? Nothing. Couldn't come up with anything. I can't explain it. But I know you have to take that jump to experience it. Because it's in God's hands. There's a basketball player. I kind of have fun paying attention to what he does sometimes. These lights are flickering and about to drive my eyes crazy. Let's just get the camera turned on. There is a basketball player. The greatest three-point shooter in the history of the NBA. Whoever follows basketball at all probably knows who I'm talking about. Name is Steph Curry. Greatest basketball player, three-point shooter. I shouldn't say greatest basketball player because there's lots of controversy there that goes on with that. But the greatest, I don't think anybody can deny, he is the best three-point shooter ever in the NBA. He practices with approximately 500 shots every day of the week. Practice, practice, practice. That's 3,500 shots a week. 14,000 shots in 1 month, 168,000 shots in a year. And it keeps on going. This is just practice. This is not any games. This is just his practice every day of the week. He's been in the league for 15 years. I know before he ever got in the league, there was a lot of practice then too. But if you multiply that just in the years he's in the league, you're at 2.52 million shots just in practice. In games, you total his shots in a game, he's taken about 15,000 shots. He has made 3,000 three-pointers. People say he's the greatest three-point shooter there ever has. That's what he's made, about 3,000. If you total that out, so at 3,000 three-point shots that he's taken, he's the greatest three-point shooter of all time that has ever played in the NBA. If you look at the stats of that, that's less than 1/10 of 1% of the shots he's taken, he's made. Less than 1/10 of a percent he's made, and he's the greatest there is that's ever shot three-pointers. I'm not sitting here trying to lift up Steph Curry, but what I'm telling you is, let's apply that to our life. What is he? He's committed. He's all in. He doesn't mess around. I mean, he is practicing hours and hours and hours every day. I remember hearing back, age in a hurry, back when I used to pay attention to Jordan when he was in there, he would practice 7 to 8 hours a day. Just pray it was a full-time job. That's what he did to play basketball. He was committed. Same as this guy. He's committed. But let's apply this to life. Do you expect walking into a Christian life, when you make that commitment to follow after God, that you're going to be successful 100% of the time? Of course God has it. God has an interest in seeing us fall. Why? Because where do we turn? It takes training of the mind, like practice. But with that continual, I take it to God. I take it to God. It might be this situation. What are we doing? I take that jump. Take that jump. When you continually practice over and over, you will be successful. No doubt in my mind, when you keep going back to God, say, got to give it to you. I don't know what's to come in this situation, but I'm taking the jump with you. But you got to jump. You can't stand there on the edge looking, because you'll most likely play it safe, and then we as people look back because it's the only thing we can see is our past. I have to think of, what's an illustration of looking back that pops into your mind? When you look back, what happens? What has happened? Illustration in the Bible. Who looked back and turned into a pillar of salt? I was asking God one time about this. What is this supposed to mean, God? I mean, she could have turned into, it's Lot's wife, by the way, and that is in Genesis 19. As they're going away, you have to take one last look back. Rose right there, pillar of salt. I'm like, God, why salt? I mean, the rain probably came and dissolved her, and I don't know how long that took. I'm like, it could have been a pillar of granite, could have been rock. I probably shared this here before. And it was so clear, God said, salt is a preservative. I'm like, okay. If you look back and focus on your past, you will be preserved in that, and you'll never move forward. You'll get stuck right there if you keep looking back. You don't want to look back. Keep looking forward. Make that jump. God, what do you have for me? I'll do it for you. God is we've already talked about this morning. God is a redeemer. He'll redeem the time. He'll redeem when we come to him and continually keep giving it to him. held back. Here's a couple other scriptures with some real promises in them that I really like. First one is Jeremiah 29, very familiar verses. For I know what I have planned for you, says the Lord. I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you. I have plans to give you a future filled with hope. When you call out to me and come to me in prayer, I will hear your prayers. When you seek me in prayer and worship, you will find me available to you if you seek me with all your heart and soul. That's Jeremiah 29:11 and 13. Another one, Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Psalm 37:4 and 5. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he will give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Commit. Full commitment. You got to make the jump. That's what I see these verses saying is you're standing on that edge. Full commitment. You got to go. Can't see what's out ahead, but you got to jump. And it gets more personal. So I'm thinking about all this. You got to jump. You got to take that leap of faith. That's why I'm talking about this morning. Let's be open. I've been standing on that edge, trying to figure it out. It's something that's been really heavy on my mind the last while. The stuff my wife is walking through. I'm standing there on the edge going, well, try this, we'll do this, we'll check the blood, we'll check that. We have done every test you can possibly imagine. We're coming up empty-handed, over and over and over. I've been standing on that edge. When I started thinking about this, I'm like, yep, I know what I got to do. So here this morning, I'm here to tell you I'm here to take that jump. Give it 100% to God. God, I don't know what is. And I've given it to God, prayer. And God, I don't know what to do. We're just looking to you for answers and that kind of thing. She was anointed the other Sunday. And I'm here to say this morning, in public, I want to tell each one of you, my enlarged family here at church, I want to make that jump. Whatever you have, God, whatever you have planned, I give it to you. It's out of my control. Obviously, all the things we've tried and whatnot has not worked one bit. There's ideas, there's maybe things we've gotten certain levels, things that are off a little bit, whatever, back into sync of what numbers should look like and that kind of thing. But to bring the mind stuff back to where it's supposed to be, we haven't hit that at all. And I believe, looking through this, it just felt so real to me that God's saying, go ahead and make the jump. Give it to me. I'm here this morning to say, give it to you, God. Whatever you want to do, give it to you. I'm standing on that edge again. I want to go. So I'm not sure what you're holding this morning. There's a host of different things that go on in our lives. I don't know everything that's going on. It'll be a little different in closing today, but and then Dennis can take over from there. But if you're standing at the edge, not sure what to do, if you want to jump or not, or do you want to play it safe, if you're with me this morning, wanting to jump on whatever the situation may be, there is someone out there this morning who wants to make that jump and say, it's all yours, God, whatever you want to do. Let's all stand up. If nobody comes forward, that's fine. I'll do it myself because I know where I got to go and I know that I have to make the jump. So if anybody wants to join me, come on up. We're going to pray together on that.